You know, whether your kids are young, tweens, or teens, now is the perfect time to start controlling their spending habits. Parenting guru and CEO of MomCentral.com, Stacey Dubroff, has some key strategies for raising financially responsible kids, especially in these tough times. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Audra.
It's very important not only for adults to have to know all that we have to know about finances, but now the kids have to know something about it too.
Especially when we've shielded them usually from conversations involving money and finances. We say focus on sports and school, and all of a sudden we're changing expectations.
Yeah, you've got some great points here. The main thing, it's so hard to get kids not to point out toys and treats when they're in the aisles. They want every single thing. So how do you tame that?
From walking in the grocery store where kids are used to pointing out every last thing they want to now dreading going to a toy store where kids say, but I need this, I can't live without it. We're changing our kids' expectations and really sensitizing them to our budget of what we can and can't afford, and that there are trade-offs. And so you can challenge them, what's the one treat you want? But then we're going to hold to that. And so it's a whole different way of approaching and having them be sensitized.
You also have a note here. This is changing the guard, especially when it comes to birthday gifts, when kids expect to get something each and every year.
Our kids think that they have a constitutional right to certain things, like a new iPod or the latest pair of jeans. And especially when we set expectations of saying yes to going shopping or birthday presents, and then suddenly we're saying to them, you know what, you need to pick one birthday present, not the 7 that we've gotten you every year. Or we're not going to have the elaborate birthday party, but we're going to have a few friends over and we'll do something fun or take you out to do something fun. And so we're really shifting the whole way our kids think about what's coming to them.
But it's good too. It's like you're offering some alternatives for them as well too. It's not just taking away, but there's something else that we can do in its place, right?
Exactly.
Okay, money matters, especially when kids get older. They start asking for plastic. The credit cards come into play.
It's big, and anyone who knows starts with tweens carrying cell phones, and then teens, young teens, wanting credit cards, or plastic. They want to go and be able to charge things. And so I think that it's important, one, to explain credit and debt to our kids, and secondly, to meet them halfway. For example, with my kids who are 16 and 14, I got them the new Current Card by Discover that allows me to set spending limits, track what they're spending, and also block certain merchant categories. So
that's interesting.
Sorry, but you cannot go and buy the things that I've said no. And so that way you're teaching them a budget, because when they get into their 20s, one of the critical things is not having them develop debt spending.
Exactly. Now, one of the other things kids come to expect is having summer activities, vacations, camps, classes. How do you let them know that, hey, we can't afford to do X, Y, and Z this year, or, you know, got to do something else?
This is really hard, because as parents, when we say no to our kids, it makes us feel guilty. We feel that we're letting them down, especially if they've been going year after year to summer camp, but suddenly that summer camp is $8,000, or they want specialty camps, but I have to go to the hockey camp for a week, or the sports camps as kids get older, or even being used to daily tennis lessons, or belonging to a club. And what we have to do is offer kids trade-offs and say, look, we can't do the same things we did last summer, but you know what, how about if we go to the beach and take some friends? Or how about if we do and find fun things to do around town? So we're going to go see shows that are coming into town, so that you've given them a plan B, but you're also shifting the expectation. Like my daughter said to me, Mom, I just want to go to Europe or South America. I just want to do community service. And I said, you know what, Kyle? There's amazing community service right here. Right here.
Exactly.
There are people, there are soup kitchens right here. You don't need to travel with a group. And she looked at me and she said, oh, and I said, yeah, summer strategy number 2.
Right, but you're opening up their mind to different opportunities as well. These are some great tips. Thank you so much for being on here, Stacey.
Thank you, Audra.
Good to see you again.